Getting married was the biggest mistake of my life. Today is Valentine's Day and, like always, my wife has been teasing me that we can finally have intercourse. Been 3 months since we last been together, and here I am laying in bed and she's nowhere to be found. I'm so tired of this. I'm so lost and unfulfilled. We have been together for 12 years and she never hugs or kisses me. I'm always initiating. I caught her looking up old flames on Facebook a couple years ago. I don't feel like her husband. Her excuse has always been, I'm not the affectionate type, and this is true. She's not affectionate at all. It's her personality and I've accepted it for the last 10 years, but when our first child was born, she's been the most affectionate person I've ever met. I love that she is caring for our baby. For the last 2 years she's been a great mother. But I've asked her for some of that love and she ignores me. This has been 12 years, and today she finally broke me. I'm going to get a divorce.
Weird interaction near the train station. I study in a different city than the one I live in. I have to do 40 minutes train ride every day to reach the uni I'm in. Last week when I arrived at the city near 9 a.m. I was thirsty and I went to a local store in front of the train station to buy a bottle of water and some snacks. There was a man who was watching me from the moment I left the station till I crossed the road. Talked to the guy at the store. I had no change so I had to pull up a $20 bill. The guy saw it and instantly jumped to me asking me to talk to him. I thought he was homeless and needed help, so I shared all the snacks I bought with him. Since I thought he needed them more than I am, but the guy stayed still, told me follow him next the corner and I blindly did. Suddenly he kinda hugged me but the issue is that I started smelling a kinda alcoholic smell. It was very powerful that in a second, my head was in severe pain. I still don't know why. I started to have a nausea feeling, and while he was holding me in a very weird way he was asking for my name. I told him to let me go and just take the food but he didn't. I had to push him in a powerful way to create a distance between me and him and started running after. The guy started running too and I had to go to a crowded area when he no longer did. The headache was there for the whole day, and the smell didn't want to go away from my clothes days after. I didn't get robbed and I lost nothing. But that was very weird and I don't know if I was in the wrong to treat him this way.
What happened to the person you lost your V card to? We both took each other's V cards when we were in our early teens. We had an on-again off-again relationship right through my senior year of college. We both dated other people and cheated on those people with each other. It was a very self-destructive pattern. Our sexual relationship ended with a bad argument that ended with us furiously banging. We both knew it would be the last time. We've stayed in touch and truly care for and even love each other. I think we both deep down wanted us to work out but for various reasons we knew it just couldn't. She's currently engaged to a guy that I sort of know. I do know that she loves him. I'm currently engaged to a girl I love very much. It's sad to think that our tumultuous decade-long relationship fizzled out, but it is ultimately for the best. What's a company secret you can share now that you don't work there? Chuck E. Cheese isn't a real mouse. If you lived in Brandon, Florida from 2007 to 2009, it was actually me. I used to work for a company that rhymes with Muzzbeat, and we used to have somebody post this question every few months for material, for one of our clickbait articles. I used to work surveillance at a casino. From something like 3 stories high ceiling, we could zoom in on money on the table games, and read the serial numbers of the bills. We could see the pips on the dice. Policy was to not look down blouses. If you don't hear music when you're supposedly on hold, the operator simply muted their mic and can still hear you. I've heard interesting and damning things while they thought I couldn't hear them. Olive Garden breadsticks are just Franz brand breadsticks, garlic salt, and butter. Edit, it's margarine, not butter. I forgot there is a difference. Movie theaters don't make money off the tickets, they make money off the food and drinks. Despite this, 99.9% of theater staff give less than 0 hex if you sneak food in. All we ask is that you're subtle enough that we don't get yelled at by the 0.1% who cared. What are some real, but crazy facts that could save your life? If you get bit by a wild animal, you must get the rabies vaccine. Rabies is not like a flu or mild inconvenience. It's one of the most lethal diseases on the planet. It has a near 100% fatality once the disease takes hold, and it's a horrible way to go. If your house smells like fish for absolutely no reason, 9 times out of 10 it means that there is an electrical fire. The other time it means you need to take a shower. Put a lid on a flaming pan to smother it and remove from heat carefully. Never throw any liquid on it. Don't remove the lid for at least 5 minutes. Not throwing water on an oil fire should be common knowledge, but it isn't. If you crash into an electrical pole, immediately call 911 or your country's equivalent, and stay in the car. You could have downed an electrical wire, and the wire will still be live. Assume the entire area around your car is electrified. Only get out of the car if there's an immediate danger such as a fire. When you exit the car, make sure both feet touch the ground at the same time and only take small, shuffling steps, and make sure both feet are touching the ground at all times. There were 2 teenagers from my hometown that were electrocuted after an accident like this. What's an obvious sign someone's American? According to the CIA, when training to be a spy, you have to unlearn how to lean. Americans tend to lean on things when standing still. Walked into a bar, in Australia, ordered a beer, and then the bartender noticed I'm American. I asked, was it the accent or my choice of Budweiser beer? He said, because you're the fattest dude I've ever seen in my life, mate. When I lived in Europe, people said only Americans eat while walking. I'd be eating a bagel or something on the way to work, or class, and multiple people asked if I was American. Lol. I don't know how true it is, but when I was in a hostel in Japan, we met a guy from France I think, but anywho, at some point, he mentioned he could tell we were from USA. He said it was because we talked loudly, like our normal speaking volume was louder, and now I can't help but notice that sometimes when I speak to someone from a foreign country, I do feel like I talk louder than them. In Salzburg, I went to grab something from the drugstore. As I was checking out, I said hello to the cashier, thinking there was very little difference between how I said it and how Austrians say it. She immediately started speaking to me in English, and I asked her how she knew I spoke English. She deadpan stared me in the eye and goes, "Hello." I just about died laughing since I'm a very stereotypical friendly American that says hello exactly like that. One of my favorite memories from that trip.